All right, welcome to ACT Math Prep, day 12. Today we are going to be working on our bell ringer, which is solving square roots. But when you do these, please do not simply just put them in your calculator and give me a decimal point. If you're giving me a decimal point, that is incorrect. You should be simplifying the square root. So, for example, you should be giving me an answer, like if it's square root of 8, it should be 2 times the square root of 2. Your TI-84 calculator does not have this capability automatically built in. You can go to YouTube and write a program or download a program that will simplify the square root to help you with this. But this does not. This is where you need to factor out the perfect squares. So take a moment and do this activity. You may pause it. And we will go on to see the answers. So you can see here, the first row, they're all perfect squares. When you get to the next row, for square root of 20, you can factor out a 4 and a 5. 4 is a perfect square. Square root of 4 is 2. When you get to square root of 8, the factors are 4 and 2, which 4 is a perfect square. When you get to 40, the perfect squares are, you've got 4 times 10. 4 is a perfect square. Square root of 50, 25 times 2. 25 is a perfect square. 125, 25 times 5. 25 is a perfect square. 90, 9 times 10. 12, you've got 4 times 3. 48, 16 times 3. 80, you've got 16 times 5, 108, 36 times 3, 98, 49 times 2, and 96, you have 16 times 6. So we're looking for 2 factors where 1 is a perfect square because we can actually calculate what that perfect square is, and the other one we leave it under the radical. So day 12 is data interpretation. You will use a lot of this also in the science section. But you tend to look at a chart or a graph, and you're going to apply that data on the ACT test. Again, like I said, use it in the science section. Very important that you look at the units on the chart and any labeling to make sure that you understand what it's representing. This tends to be a real big thing that I've messed up on in the past, and most students mess up on, is they don't really look at the units. So here you've got a pie chart, and it's broken up into 4 teams. When you do pie charts, they're usually representing percentages of the whole. And as you see here, we've got percentages of points scored. So it's not telling us actual points scored, but just percentages of the total. So here we've got our example. It says if there's 525 total points that are earned, how many did team 3 earn? So you can say, what is 10.9% of 525 total points? So that's going to give us 525 times 0.109, which is 57.2. Now, again, if this is the ACT test, you've got 5 multiple choice questions. I might round this down to 10. And I know that 10% of 525 is 52.5. And you can round that down and get close to it. And then that way you can eliminate some of them. Here, they might ask you just to look at this graph and interpret it. And again, I'm a math person in econ. I have no idea about science. So when they're asking me about lipid mass, I have no clue. I couldn't tell you what lipid mass is. But I can read the graph. And I can tell you, when you look at F, lipid mass starts at 0, it increases, and then it hits a point, and it decreases. And they're at constant rates. For G, lipid mass, it starts at a rate and it stays constant. For H, it starts at a rate and it decreases to 0 at a constant rate. And for J, it starts at 0 and it increases at a constant rate. Can't tell you anything more than that, but I can tell you that much. You can use data summarized in a table. So here's AP scores. And your senior year, I think starting, freshman year, you could take AP classes. A passing score is a 3, 4, or 5. 1 and 2 are not passing. You don't get college credit for it. So here are the number of AP scores for everybody that took it in 2016. And they're wanting to know what percentage of all the students that took it scored a 5 or a perfect score. So what you've got to do, the first thing is you need to add up all of the students that took the test. So that's all the students who scored a 5, a 4, a 3, 2, and a 1. And so when we add up all 5 of those numbers, we get, what is that? 4,704,980. So then we need to create a ratio. We need to put the number of students that scored a 5, which is 664,898, over the total number of students that took the test, the 4.7 million. And we see that 14.13% passed the AP exam with a perfect 5. Now let's look at our ACT example. Now they want to know how many passed the test period with a 3, 4, or 5. We can actually use the total number of students that took the test from the previous question. So we don't have to redo that again if you wrote it down. So now we just need to add up the number of students that scored a 3, 4, or 5. So that's going to be 664,000 plus 914 plus 1.1 million. And then divide that by the 4.7 million, and you're going to see over half passed the AP test with a 3 or higher, or 58%. So that sounds pretty good. So the answer is going to be D. So now I want you to take time. I want you to stop, set a timer on your phone for 3 minutes. You've got 3 practice questions in your workbook, and pause this while you do that. Do your 3 questions, and then we'll come back and we'll check the answers. Okay, now that you've done those, let's go over the answers to the questions. So again, data interpretation. Here you've got pens, and this is a good real world problem, especially if you're going to own your own business or if you're going into business. I dealt with this a lot of times. When you go to order things in bulk, they'll have what they call price points. So if you look at this one here, the first price point would be 11, the second one would be 50. And what that means is the price drops per unit when you order that many. So when I order 11, that's where I get my first price break. When I order 50 or more, I get my second price break. So if we look here and they're asking how many would 25 pens cost, that's going to go in that 11 to 50 range, so $2.70. So then that means I'm literally going to do, what is it I'm going to do? I'm going to do 25 times $2.70. And that's going to give me $67.50. Now, which quality of pens purchased is the least total price for the next one? You see we get 11. 11, 12, 13, and 14 all fall under this category here. So we know it's got to be 11. So we can eliminate these 3. So now it's between 10 or 11. Well, 10 at $3 is going to give me what? $30? Where's my decimal point? But then 11 at $2.70 is going to give me what? $27. That's going to give me $29. Sorry, I can't write it small. And 70 cents. So like this, because of the price break, I actually get 1 more pen for 30 cents cheaper. So it's better to order 11 pens than it is 10 pens to save money and get 1 more. Now then the last one here, if Mac bought 20 pens, 5 notebooks, all that, without tax, how much would he pay? So if we have 20 pens, again, we're looking in this second category here. So 20 times $2.70. Now again, I'm without a calculator. I do things differently. I do 2 times 20, which is going to give me $40. And then 2 times 70, 20 times 70, which is going to end up giving me, what is that? Is that going to give me $14? So that ends up giving me $54 for my notebooks. Okay. Then we've got 5 notebooks at $4 per notebook. So that gives me another 20 notebooks, $20. So now I'm at 74. 20 folders, $1.50 for 4. So when you do 20 divided by 4, that's 5. 5 times $1.50 is going to give me what, $7.50? Can't get my decimal points in there. Okay, and you can see that's going to give me the total of $81.50. Yay, very good. Okay, now for your exit ticket. The exit ticket, hold on just a minute. Okay, for day 12. Now, I'm going to give you a little hint on this one. When you look at this, got the exit ticket right here. Let me exit from sharing my screen. Okay, so when you go here and you've got this, it says prices per event, per event, per event. Yes, I just said that 3 times. That was annoying, but it's so you would remember it, okay? Most students miss that. It says Jill signs up her 6-year-old for 3 camp events. It's per event. The cost is per event. And her 10-year-old for 2 events. How much do these events cost? So I need you to tell me what is Jill's total cost for the 3 events for the 6-year-old plus the 2 events for her 10-year-old. And again, it's per event. So if you're here and it's $40 and your 3 events, that's going to be 40 times 3. Big hint there, big hint. And remember, if you're unsure when you get to class before you turn it in, you need to run this by me. And I can tell you, you're not on the right track, or yes, you are, because I want you to get 10 out of 10s on this, okay? If you have any questions, please email me or shoot me a message on Google Classroom, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day.